Hi, hello, namaskar. I welcome you all to the new episode of Resonance, the RNSIT MBA podcast, where minds meets mics. I'm Gagan Sharma, first year MBA student here at RNSIT, and today we are incredibly excited to have someone with us who has been at the forefront of transforming employee experiences and talent strategies in some of the biggest organizations in the world. Joining us is Piyush Gupta sir, currently the head of people experience and talent acquisition at Hindustan Unilever Limited. With over 2 decades of experience in the HR space, Piyush has had an inspiring journey from being a student at XLRI Jamshedpur, which is one of the top B schools of India, to holding some key roles in IBM and Amazon. Through it all, he has stayed passionate about building workplaces where people don't just work, they actually truly thrive. So, we'll be talking everything from creating human centric workplaces to how HR is evolving in a tech driven world to what really matters for the next generation of talent. So, if you're a student who is curious about the future or someone who is already working in a corporate world, trust me, you're going to walk away with some serious insights. So, without any further ado, let's dive right into it. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you very much, Gagan. Pleasure to be here.
So, firstly, I would like to ask you that you have been to college after many years.
Yes,
So, do you feel some nostalgia about your college days?
100%, 100%. The first thing when I was, the dean sir here was very kind enough to take me to a tour of the college. And the first thing that I noticed was uniforms. Right. This was, so our college also had uniforms at that point in time. And that kind of, really brings back those things that, if you have a uniform, you really don't need to worry about what am I going to wear today, what shoes are going to go with it. It is uniform. It is uniform, right?
Right.
So I think, that was good. And typically, a lot of open spaces, just students just sitting around, hanging together, having a discussion, talking. Great place. Really enjoyed the place. Yes.
So, glad that you enjoyed, sir. So, let's get right into it. So, the first question is you have worked across giants like IBM, Amazon, and now HUL. So, how does employee experience really mean to you in practice?
A great question. So, see, I think employees are employees everywhere, right? The culture of an organization can be different. And in my personal experience, having a great opportunity to work with both American, European companies, they have a very different way of approaching the culture, right? Typically, you may want to think that American organizations are very top down, quick decision focused. European organizations are very consultatory in nature, right? Consultatory. So that shapes, but at the end of it, it is the human who, or the employee who is really trying to do the right thing. And it is the job of HR to, create the right atmosphere for the individual. So it remains the same, yes.
Yes, sir. So Gen Z seem to care about more meaning towards, like, they care about more meaning than just money.
Correct.
So how do you balance purpose and performance in such big organizations?
Fantastic. Yes, it is very, very important. And I think this is why I'm really proud of the Gen Zs, because when I was growing up and, I have uh, the opportunity to say that I'm a millennial because I'm the first year of the millennial. Okay, so you can figure it out. But uh, it is really good. We were only growing up with the single thing in mind to get employed, to earn money for ourselves. But people today are really worrying about sustainability, about purpose. And this has created the job of HR extremely meaningful also, because we are not looking at only chasing the goals or deadlines. We are choosing why this goal.
Correct.
Why is this deadline important? Because this is what we have to answer to the employees that are coming into the workforce, right? Work-life balance is a very important area for Gen Zs, right? They want to have a right mix of responsibility and the fun that comes with it. It again becomes HR responsibility to bring that culture.
Right, sir. So from your experience, what makes a workplace feel truly human beyond perks and flexible timings?
I think it is the respect. Because, see, think about it this way that, the amount of beating or spanking I would have got growing up, I'm sure Gen Zs would not be having any of those. I don't do it with my kids, okay?
Yes.
So when they grow up and when they watch this, somehow they will have something to stand up to. So I think, the students today or the new Gen Zs today, they also have that expectation to talk with them with respect, which if you provide that respect, if you provide them the wise and the respect that, this is your responsibility, this is important to do, but please do it, I think that brings it for them. You cannot move Gen Zs today with pressure. They are just so resilient breed. Yes.
That's nicely answered, sir. Uh, how have you seen mental health support evolve over the last decade, especially in high pressure environments like Amazon or HUL?
Yeah. Mental health is an important topic, and I think it came to our collective conscience very much after the COVID. Okay. Before that, yes, it was a talk of the town, but some people tried to do it. Even today, I have had opportunity to work with few organizations, and each organization has a program which is called EAP, Employee Assistance Program. And what this program is, where the employees can anonymously call to a helpline, which is not associated to the organization. We only pay money to them. And then they talk about their mental health issues or any stress or any things that are going in their life. Okay. It's a completely anonymous conversation. Company never gets to know about it.
Hmm.
Now you would see that the average rate was 1%, 1.5%. You cannot have only 1% in an organization going through stress, which means people were not rightly understanding or taking this. Burnout was something that people used to laugh about. If I would tell to someone that, hey, I am feeling burnout, 3 of the 5 people are going to have a smirk at it earlier. But I think since the time of COVID, the acceptance of having the mental challenge, going through the agony and pain of seeing your loved ones go away, has really seen. And as an organization, we have always tried to do a lot of effort, but it is also great to see that people are also accepting that mental illness is also an illness. And because it is an illness, it can be treated. I may be having sore throat right now, but I take medicine, it goes away. Similarly, I may be having the mental stress right now. I take the right counseling, it will go away. What's such big deal about it?
Thank you. So now, how do you help people feel like their everyday work contributes to something that is bigger? Like they're not lacking somewhere, or they're actually doing something bigger in their lives.
See, this is where maybe I will also be the anti-popular stance. Okay, because yes, you do have to work for your purpose, right? But then at the same time, there are things that just need to be done, right? In Amazon, we had one value which was called agree to disagree
Okay.
or disagree and commit. Okay. Basically, what that meant is that maybe, I cannot always explain the purpose or other things, right? But then there has to be a time where we say, hey, I don't agree with you, Piyush, but this is the job to be done. Let us go ahead and do it, right? So, first point, I mean, seeing a bigger picture or purpose in everything may not be the right thing to do. But then everything that we do, as we all study in MBA college, right? Why does an organization exist? Organization exists to create money for stakeholders, right? That's the basic definition. So if I am doing something in my HR area which encourages, motivates an employee to work better, which will eventually translate into better revenue for the organization and better return for the stakeholders. So I think, you can shape it up like this, but seeing everything from that lens may not be the right thing to do.
Right. So now, in your opinion, what's the hardest part of building a purpose-driven culture, and how do you get past it?
First of all, I think, getting a consensus about the purpose is very, very difficult to achieve, right? My purpose may be to just make money. Your purpose may be just to kind of, be create a very great environment for our future generations to live. Someone else's purpose may be to have a political or a certain type of gain power to them. So congregating everyone to the common purpose is the most important piece to it. Once people align that, yes, this is a purpose that we are making the words, then, it is always good, like how Jeff Bezos always said that. And there was this one interview of him where people asked him that, what are the few things that you see are going to change in future? What are the new technologies, new things that will be coming in, right? His answer was very simple. Why do people only look at things that will change? People should look at things that will not change. No one will ever say, hey, don't do my delivery today, you deliver it to me 2 days later, right? No one will ever say that I want to pay more, you are actually charging very less from me, right? Now, those are the things. If you create a purpose that resonates to these basic values, I think it is for people do come together. Once people are together, they actually work towards it, is how I see it, right?
Rightly said. Do you think most employees really feel their company's mission, or it's just something printed on the wall?
That's a tricky one. But look, this idea is to be honest, and yes, not everyone feels connected to the mission. And I think there may be different reasons to it, but it is also the responsibility when we are onboarding new employees, right? We really take, as the managers, as the HRs, we should take this as a responsibility. Think about people in army, any country's army for that matter. They all live and die by that one motto, which is to protect their nation, right? Because their onboarding, their regime is so rigorous that, they all come together. But in our times, we do not get enough of time, opportunity. There is a lot of work to be done where we may feel weak on this sometimes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Beautifully answered, sir. Now, during times of uncertainty of layoffs, how do you keep people aligned with the company's values and purposes?
Actually, it's the reverse. During the difficult times, it becomes even more important to tell to the people that we stand for the right thing, right? Because we are standing for the right thing, the CEO, the global CEO of Unilever says, and it has been quoted in a lot of places, that performance is care, right? If we are going to perform, we are going to create good products for our customers and good returns for our stakeholders, right? And for that, this is the way, the care that we do our employees. If reducing our workforce is one part of that measure, then let it be, right? So I think, during difficult times is when people actually bind together.
Yeah, so then you've worked at tech-driven companies like Amazon. Is there an HR tech tool that completely changed the game for you?
See, I'll not take any names here, but I think I'll tell you how I have seen the world evolve. Okay. Earlier, there was a idea of one tool doing everything. Okay. These were the days of an SAP HRMS or JD Edwards, PeopleSoft. One tool was trying to do everything, right? So yes, they were able to do it, but they were really not perfect. Then came a time where niche boutique products for everything started coming in. For learning, there is a very specific tool. For time management, it's a very specific tool. For payroll, there is another specific tool. It came to an extent that it becomes just a maze of tools for someone managing HR, IT, because they have to deal with 20, 30, 40 tools, integration amongst these tools. And if data gets misses one place, it is wrong everywhere. So now I think the world is moving towards, how do you say, back to the future, is we are again coming towards a place where there is one tool which has best of all features and is well integrated, right? So because this is the flavor of the season, every big or small player is trying to do it.
Right. So, now with AI making waves, do you see it replacing certain HR jobs, or
Yes.
is it more of an enabler?
Both. It will replace jobs, but it will complement a lot of other jobs also, right? We all read how IBM replaced 6,000 of its HR analysts, right? What type of jobs were they doing? They were doing repetitive jobs of, say, invoice processing, claims management, system data updates, a lot of these things, which today's technology can do very easily without any mistakes and super fast. But then at the same time, if you see where the enablement come, think about the talent acquisition technologies, okay? Where today it is very easy in India, just because the sheer number of talented workforce that we have, right? You put a job description, within an hour, you will have 1,000 applicants. Now, a talent acquisition person will not be able to screen 1,000 resumes so quickly. This is where an AI tool comes in, which helps you score your JDs based on parameters that you have given, right? So it helps you to shortlist from 1,000 to maybe a 50, and then the talent partner kind of picks it up from there and further reduces the funnel. So I think both are true.
Right, sir. I guess we have to make ourselves understand that we should live with AI rather than
Absolutely.
opposing it.
See, no technology we have been able to fight. And, in fact, if you have read the evolution of times till about 1970s or before that, everyone was working with handmade machines, right? Then industrial revolution came. Everyone thought so that, oh, machines are coming in. They are going to destroy everything. No jobs will be left. Okay. I'll give you one very interesting example. We all know what ATM is.
Yes, sir.
Of course. When did you last use ATM? Say maybe a month back, 2 months back, sometime, okay? Now imagine a time when there was actually a bank teller and they were told that an ATM machine has been invented, right? What would you say would happen to those bank tellers?
I think they would start actually questioning about how things can work that way.
Correct? So the tellers would start to lose their job because people can withdraw cash from a machine and whatever, right? Citigroup at that point in time, if I remember the data well, it had about 45,000 employees worldwide. Now you can say that, okay, with ATM coming in, a large number of tellers would have gone, the employee workforce would have reduced. Ideally, that is what our thinking says, right? But then actually the Citigroup has increased the number of employees by 3 or 4 folds. Because people started doing different jobs. They started creating insurance products. They started talking to people, selling different things, right? So what one thing replaced, actually another thing came in.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's how one should see it.
That actually happened with desktops or calculators.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for students like me getting into HR, what are some tech skills or tools we should definitely be familiar with?
See, I believe that HR is all about this data-driven decision making now. Okay. So whatever tools one can master for data analysis, data mining, taking insights from data, they should be able to learn that. It could be any of the data crunching tools, maybe spreadsheets, any of the data visualization tools, Power BIs, Tableaus, whatever is your liking. There could be some of the insight generation tool, because just showing a chart is not sufficient. What is that chart trying to tell me? Right? So that is one core skill for HR to be able to learn from data.
So that was about my part of the podcast. There is something more interesting waiting ahead. So make sure you watch the podcast till the end. Now I would like my friend Sakshi to take over the podcast. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ravi.